But if we're not tracking this stuff, there's no way we can realize what we're doing for these clients. And if we've got multiple team members that are all just answering questions from people, we don't know as a firm what we're actually doing for all of our clients. So just adding a simple sheet to start tracking that aspect was very helpful.
All right, welcome, Caleb. We are privileged to have with us today Caleb Jenkins, enrolled agent, who is going to be sharing some best practices with us today. Thanks for coming back to TaxProTalk, Caleb.
Hey, Jim. It's great to be back with you and Robbie today. I'm excited to share a little bit more.
Robbie, what is our topic today on TaxProTalk?
Excellent, Jim. Today we're going to talk about systems to run your practice. Considering what you just shared with us, how are you getting visibility and insight into the work they are doing from home?
So the visibility, we track everything through dashboards. And so I make, and just a simple dashboard. Dashboards can be simple or complex, or they can have a really neat system or program to track it, or you can use something as simple and basic as Google Sheets. And we do most of our tracking through Google Sheets. And it's the couple things that I like about Google Sheets on it is it's accessible, it's visible, it's cloud-based, so it's filterable, it's all the cool things about it. And so everybody can be informed about what they need to be doing. Everybody can be, when it's tied together with a communication channel to inform something about a change in who needs to be doing what. And then everybody can go in there and see progress where things are, and then tying that together with just somebody that comes behind and on a weekly or whatever basis and just sends out a status update on where we're at with everything can be really helpful, just to make sure that we stay focused on what the work that we are doing. So I would say that's the basics are, just have a good dashboard where you're tracking the details, where you need to focus on the tax returns you're doing, on the accounting work you're doing with your clients, and make it visible, accessible, and usable by your team.
Yeah, that's huge. Google Sheets, that's a first. Very cool. Very low cost and easy entry, which I love. So
yeah,
very cool.
Well, what I would say with that is it's not the perfect outcome for our firm. Eventually, at some point, that will shift into a full or into a more what I would call traditional project management system, whatever. And there will be something better than what we're doing now. But it's a very good system for what we're doing. Very basic, but very complex in our needs. And the thing that I would say about using Google Sheets is, had we 5 or 10, 20 years ago started to try to introduce a project management system for what we were doing, we would have flailed at it, because it would have we would have not already had our processes built that we could now plug those processes into a system to track those processes. Mm-hmm. So having those processes built to begin with, to then go plug into a system to go utilize those processes, in my opinion, is key to a successful outcome.
Yeah. Oh, that's great. Yeah, definitely, tracking all the work that's in the office. And again, this is a crazy year, and trying to help all of your employees manage that is so critical. And especially when a lot of tax offices were instantly scattered and had to work remotely and things. So yeah, it's been a huge disruption for our tax profession this year. And maybe we'll even get more of a emergency extension to go, beyond October if necessary, because I know there's still a lot of firms that are still behind with a lot of work. Are you hoping for another extension beyond October for one of the FEMA type emergencies?
I don't know. I have mixed mindsets on it.
My first thought was no.
I like deadlines myself. Deadlines help motivate and stimulate outcomes, whether they're external or internal. But external always has a higher priority than an internal deadline for some reason, and so I would say. Interestingly, and this is potentially a failure on our side for communication to our clients on this, but I've never seen past week. We're heading into the July 15th deadline here, but we've had more clients or new clients or existing clients just that we hadn't heard from, our annual just individual tax only clients. Reach out and start getting us their information. And it's like they wouldn't have not did that historically around the April 15th deadline. They would have been mid-March or early March or something, but for some reason they just procrastinated and delayed. So I'm wondering and seeing that it's potentially going to be helpful to have some of those. I don't like extensions, so I like to get my work done and then focus on other things that help the clients. I don't like to just scatter work throughout the whole year, just dribble. But in some situations, I think that it could be helpful to have an extended deadline.
Yeah, let's just not tell the customers that and just tell the pros.
Exactly.
If the IRS have an avenue to do that, that would be wonderful.
Yeah. All right. So this is really, really helpful and insightful. Robbie, where do you want to go next?
Well, I was just thinking, I love the fact that you dove right into Google Sheets. I mean, we see all the time this desire for perfection that keeps people from taking any action. And the fact that you went into something knowing that it was an interim step just to fill a need to get you where you needed to be, I think is fantastic. What else are you seeing, with COVID that's allowed you to pivot in ways that maybe you wouldn't have before in those types of situations?
Yeah, so something similar on that, using Google Sheets again for COVID, is going into it, we started seeing that we needed a way to track all of the different our clients and their different situations and opportunities related to the different bills that have been passed. So the CARES Act with the PPP loans and the EIDL loans and everything, instead of just having conversations with clients, which were going off the hook with on the phone and over messaging and et cetera, we needed a way to track that to see who we were talking with, who actually got those loans. And so we could actually then develop a communication channel directly for them. And so going into it, probably, a couple days into it, we realized, hey, we need a Google Sheet for this to just start dumping stuff there. We can always come back and edit, make it way more detailed and complex. But if we're not tracking this stuff, there's no way we can realize what we're doing for these clients. And if we've got multiple team members that are all just answering questions from people, we don't know as a firm what we're actually doing for all of our clients. So just adding a simple sheet to start tracking that aspect was very helpful. The aspect with clients, what are they doing to pivot, or what are they doing to use this? It's all across the board, depending on the industry, depending on the circumstances that they have. I would say a good chunk of our clients or probably half of our clients really didn't see much of a change due to COVID because they're ag based and whatever. So I mean, they weren't really affected directly by it. They will be indirectly affected by the prices of the products that they are producing, but they so that they didn't really need something to specifically pivot on. But then the others, medical professionals, that was probably one of the hardest hit sectors for us, was just because it was a lot of elective stuff. And so for a while, they were pretty much completely shut down due to not having to do stuff. So there was a lot of conversations with them about how to maintain their cash flow and maintain their growth and into the future, how to stay alive as a business.
Well, Caleb and Robbie, this has been a great episode of Tax Pro Talk. Thank you for joining us on Tax Pro Talk or #TPT.
Thank you for watching Tax Pro Talk, brought to you by Intuit ProConnect for tax and accounting professionals.